This project, I don't know, I think it may go down Major Headley in history as being one of our fastest conceived and executed projects. In 2023, the Prime Minister and I were in the Commissioner's proverbial backside about recruiting. And the number of women that had to be turned away was really an inexcusable number. And when I asked why we had to turn them away, it was because we had no dormitory facilities to accommodate them. I think Deputy Commandant Collymore, we can only accommodate under 30, 23. Of course, in our modern egalitarian society, we had to make sure that there would be equal accommodation for males and female. And the Prime Minister said, well, you got to fix this. And of course, Major Headley, always happy to face a challenge, jumped on it. And here now, perhaps 18 or so months later, we are at this location breaking ground for these new dormitories. I am told that the dormitory accommodation here is 70 years old. 70 years old, built in 1956. No new dorms since then. We've had some renovations, we've fixed the roof and done several things. But when you look at what is clearly now the hotel at the Regional Police Training College, I think that we should get an awful lot of people clamoring to spend 6 months up here under your tutelage, Commandant. But it is more than about a facility to train our police officers. Years ago, we used to have 2 cohorts a year. Now we generally only have 1. So there's a significant amount of time when our buildings have the potential of not being used. I've especially invited the Rear Admiral to come today because I see that this facility is something that we could share quite readily with your, I don't want to say officers, but the people that you work with regionally when you have projects and training and so on to do. We have wonderful accommodation for them here on the spot. But equally, for police officers and other individuals who have to come to Barbados for training, we have a wonderful in situ facility. I also have plans for the Commandant's residence. We've been discussing, Major Headley and I have been discussing the demolition of that now derelict building and building a sort of set of executive suites so that Commissioner, when your Commissioner colleagues come, you will be able to host them in the kind of accommodation that you would want to, that would befit their status. So I think that having a physical facility that reflects modern accommodation needs opens up opportunities for us to do more training, not just for local officers and not just for recruits, but also police officers and other security personnel around the region. You will know that, or you may know that the US government had pledged just under $1 million to help us to renovate some of our dorms. But in recent times, all of the US aid has been paused. So we don't know where that's going to go, but I am so proud that we don't have to wait on foreign aid. We can be self-sufficient and do our own thing. We have to face modern policing challenges, and therefore we have to train police officers in a modern way and for modern things. This training school, this training center, was the location for specialized training for officers in preparation for Cricket World Cup. We brought in tutors from England who spent, I think, about 4 weeks here. They did several kinds of training. Some I will not mention, but crowd control and other new ways of doing things was part of that program. So, Commissioner and your staff, Deputy Commandant, I'm looking forward to this facility with its new look, with its new capacity, being even more vigorously used than it is now, and not just by police officers, but by the BDF, by the RSS, by CARICOM impacts. I want this really to be the center for security training in the region. That is my dream.